Okay, so over the last couple of months, I've gotten a lot of attention from a particular post on the blogs, on my Instagram, on Facebook groups, and a bunch of places, and a bunch of pages actually reposted that post just because they kind of like it, or it looks good, or it's just a nice setup. Now, I must say, actually, I got a few inspiration from other people before creating this particular rig. Um, yeah, so during the quarantine, I had a lot of time to actually reflect on how I perform and the gears I use. And and I think most people actually had that much time to actually reevaluate what their setup is. So I was one of those people, and my goal was to create such a compact um, rig that does it all. And after seeing Red Shaw's video of him putting the stomp together and creating that perfect pedal board, I thought to myself, this actually makes a lot of sense. Like a few times I've traveled and I will have to check in my guitar rigs. My pedal board was huge. I have this, I'll put the picture over here. I have this huge analog board. I had a bunch of effects on it. I had the Vox wire on it. I had the big VP Junior volume pedal. I had the Eventide. So it was all rounded. I mean, it does everything I want, but I was looking for some sort of way to actually, cut all that down. That way, I am not really giving up my sound, but then I have a smaller rig that can I just attach to my guitar. So my goal at that time was just to create a pedal board that would just fit into my guitar tick by Mono, because I have a mono bag and I just want to take something on top of it, right? Does that make sense? And just, carry my guitar, not have to carry an extra pedal board, so I can actually carry my luggage in my hand and have my guitar in my bag, and I'm ready to travel anywhere I want to go to. So, after seeing Red's video, I discovered that wouldn't work because he used the mono board, the plus one. So there are two sizes of the mini pedal board from Mono. That's the regular sized one, which I have, which fits into the teak, and there's the plus one that doesn't really fit into the teak. So yeah, I had a little bit of challenge there. So I started doing some research, and I concluded that I was gonna build this, and this got a lot of attention. It does it all for me. I hope I can zoom in over there. So what do I have here? I have my HX Stomp. Yeah, everybody knows about that. And I have my OCD. This was actually a tough decision for me to make, because I just wanted some sort of force stage drive, transparent enough, just, something to push my tone a little bit, and sometimes occasionally, and I think 95% of the time I'm actually just using this as a boost pedal. I have my drive turned all the way down, and then I have my volume right about 12 o'clock, sometimes 1 o'clock, depending on the setup I have there. And of course I have the jet pedal. This is the first generation, and it's been reliable ever since. I've never had problems with it. It's been over a year now, and I love that setup. I have this MIDI cable going into my Stomp here, and I have this Volume X Mini from Dunlop. I mean, hardly will you see a guitar pedal that doesn't have one of these on it. They're built like a tank, and they work perfectly. And the most amazing thing about this one, when you have a Stomp, is that you can actually use it as an expression pedal or as a volume pedal. And I found myself switching in between. And when I created this pedal board, we only had 8 blocks, so I kind of just used this as a volume pedal. So with the addition of 2 extra blocks with 3.0, with version 3.0, I turned it to an expression pedal, because I have one free block to use as a volume pedal, so that just kind of makes sense. And I can actually utilize it as a wah as well. So it became the perfect board for me, and it still is. So I'll be doing a few rundown how I powered it. So I didn't power the pedal board with the recommended power blocks. I I actually powered this with this MXR mini brake. I remember posting these like twice or three times on Facebook, in the groups, and a lot of people actually came for me like, "Oh, you cannot do that. It's the power specification, blah blah blah, yada yada yada." So, actually, got this one from Reverb. This is from a guy called Sweetfoot Pedal. Um, these guys did not sponsor this video. I just used stuff that worked, and if they work, I think I can shout them out to help someone out there. This actually worked for me for a while, for about 8 months, and then it started failing, and I just sent him a message, and I sent it back in, and he fixed it, add some tweaks to it, and it's back working. But I went back to my MXR because it worked. I never had any problem with it. I used it over a year. Even before I buying that one, I've been using it for the last 3 months again. I don't have any problem with it, and it's working. And I like the compact setup. So, not the best option in some people's opinion, but it works for me. And if you want to build something like this, I recommend it MXR. Yeah, if you want to. It's been working for me, but you can do your own research and make your own informed decision based on that. So, okay, so let me move on to my background. I'm a guitar player. I play lots of sessions, and I play in a church, in a worship team, and also I play for different artists. So my sound changed from stage to stage. So I could be playing a jazz gig right now in Manhattan, and I'll be at another place in the next hour playing a worship gig, and I will be jumping from that worship gig to some, Afrobeat or world music. So I'm a fusion player. I am extremely versatile, and I believe my gear should be able to reflect me as an artist, to be able to switch in between those sound and different styles of music. Now, this pedalboard does all that for me, and that is why I actually picked a Line 6 digital rig, if that makes any sense to somebody over there. I would take my Helix to a lot of gigs, yeah, but I don't think I've used my Helix in like 4 to 5 months right now. Most of my gig, I just take that because it does everything for me basically. And when I'm recording, I utilize the Helix Native. And right now, I think you can get a Helix plugin native for free if you buy a Line 6 product. So I think that's a good deal. But I did pay about $99, about $100 when I got the Helix Native. I think if you're a recording guitar player, you should have the plugin. It just makes your life easier. It reduces the cluster, and if you're a creative person, when you have great ideas, you want to drop them as fast as possible, so you don't have to take your guitar gig rigs out of your gig bag and then set it up and then start recording. I mean, you can literally just go in front of your audio interface and start recording, and you get the same exact sound that you would get from, let's say, HX Stomp or your Line 6 Helix. So I hope that helps someone as well. I watch a bunch of videos, demonstrations, and I went with this Red Remote and the JHS Twin 12 version 2, which is an amazing sounding pedalboard. I think it doubles as an amp in the box as well, but it does what it does well. And I tried it out. I actually posted a few videos on my Instagram story the day I got it, and I got lots of comments about how transparent it is. Some people like that transparent sound, some people don't, but for me, it works perfectly well. You can go from mild aggressive to extremely aggressive, depending on your vibe. So let me stop talking now. Let me mount this to my pedalboard. And so I had to make some adjustments. Because this is 2 pedals, trying to fit that into that tiny little space. I hope it makes sense, and I hope it works. See you in the future. All right, so this is the guitar. This is just my presets with the AC30 normal channel and some delay and some reverb on it. I have the what reverb do I have? You have the glitz and some delay and some analog delay with some modes. This is what it sounds like without the JHS pedal engaged. Right, so that's that. So clean channel with this is just the clean channel, just with my volume and treble turned at 3 o'clock, and the bass turned around 11 o'clock, basically. This is a clean channel. It does have a little boost to it, so I'm gonna just turn the volume down because I want to match the same volume that I have on the preset. So I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit. So volume off. Sorry, JHS pedal off. All right. Now with a drive at around 3 o'clock, I could just try and make a switch now. So, clean channel. Pedal off. almost a fuzzy tone to it, which I really love. There's almost a forced vibe to it, which is really cool. I love that part. So I see myself using these at the drive at around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. It's just that breakage, that drive. About to clean channel. Put the treble up a little bit. Yep. All right, so you have it. That's what it sounds like. So I hope with that little playthrough I've been able to help someone make an informed decision. And if you're trying to get a compact pedalboard, it's kind of like my situation, I hope this actually works. So I've basically been able to put all these pedals together and be able to still fit it in my mono teak. I think that's the 2.0, I believe. So if you like content like this, consider subscribing to this channel. I'll be putting out more content as time goes by. And like the video if it was helpful, if you learned one or two things from the video. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.